So we talked about graphing systems of equations. So we're always looking to see where the two lines cross. But two lines might not intersect like perfectly like a whole number. And so, or it's like large numbers and it's hard to graph. So we have to have algebraic methods to do it. And one of the methods is substitution. And I can't say this easier or harder than the other method we're going to learn. But sorry, I'm trying to get, they like redid my colors on here and it's making me mad. Now I have to like find them again. Okay, I know. True, but I think the program, when it like updates, I know. It's never my fault. All right, so substitution. So really, so if like I have a substitute who comes in for me, they're like taking my place, right? They're substituting in for me, they're filling in. Boop. So that's what the substitution method is, kind of, is you're taking something and replacing it in the other equation. So we're plugging like one equation into the other. Man, it's not writing well for me today. Let me try this again. Plugging. And nope, I still, wow, hold on. Plugging one equation. There we go. Okay. Plugging one equation into the other. So it's going to seem a little weird, but I'm going to write down all the steps for doing it, and it's going to seem like I'm talking gibberish, but as we go back through examples, I will refer back to the steps, and then they'll make more sense. So for right now, I'm just telling you to just follow along with me, write them down, and then we'll like tie it to the math afterwards, okay? So step one is to identify the equation that is solved for a variable so here's the thing, it might not always have one. So, and what I'm talking about with that is like y equals like 3x plus 4, or x equals 2x minus 1. So it has like x or y equals something. So, but if there isn't one, you need to create it. You need to create it. And what I mean by create it is you're going to just rearrange the equation.
That's step two.
No, but just still part of step one. So step two is that we're gonna actually do like the substitution part now. Okay. So we're going to substitute the expression for that variable, and I'm referring to the variable that we kind of looked for in step one. Into the other equation. Step 3, solve for the remaining variable. And last but not least, step 4 is you're going to plug that answer in. To either equation. And solve for remaining variable or second variable. Okay. Ooh, that looks messy, sorry. Okay. I think I've got most of you done. Okay. So, let's read that way. So, all right, we've got an example. So, example A, solve the system using substitution. So, looking at those two equations, do I have one of them that is like x equals something or y equals something? No, I don't. But looking at them, so this top one, it's got an x and then this 2y. I'm thinking that I could easily move that 2y to the other side and I could have x equals something. Whereas the second equation, there's numbers next to the variables. That makes it a little bit more complicated. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take equation number 1 and I'm going to rearrange it to get it x equals. So our step 1, so ties to that step, is that we are going to solve equation 1 or rearrange, solve/rearrange. Equation 1 to 4x. So here's my original. So how can I move 2y to the other side?
You subtract it on both sides.
Good. Yep, I just subtract it. Boop, move it over. And so I get x equals 2y, or negative 2y, there we go, minus 2. Or negative 2 minus 2y, it doesn't matter what order they're written in, okay? Alright, so guys, make sure you're taking notes, that way I don't want you guys to get behind and get lost, okay? Alright, so now that's like my new number 1. That's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to kind of toss the other one aside for a second. Or its original version. So step 2 is we're going to substitute that expression. Ooh, I'm writing way too big with not enough room. Sorry, I'm going to have to go smaller here. So I'm going to take this part. What x is equal to. And I'm going to take that stuff and I'm going to put it into my second equation. So I rearranged it, I've got x equals this, I'm going to take this, and it's telling me it's equal to x. So that means I'm going to take all that, and I'm going to put it in for that x right there. So what that's going to look like, so step 2 is we're going to have 3, and then instead of x, I replace that negative 2y minus 2. And then I've got the plus 4y equals 6. and I can kind of check myself to make sure I did it right. If I only have one variable in there, I've done at least something right. So if you have x's and y's, you did something wrong. Okay, you need to have just y's or just x's left. So now that I've got that, step 3 is to just solve. So I want to get what y is. So step 3, I'm going to distribute and combine like terms. So I'm going to get negative 6y minus 6. And then I have plus 4y equals 6. And I'm going to get negative 2y minus 6 equals 6. Did I?
You should have got rid of this original 6 and brought it over and then started the y's. I mean,
I don't think that is.
Y equals negative.
Don't you combine the 6y and the 4y?
Yeah, I did.
Y equals negative
It became
6
a 2y.
because 2
Then it
times
came
6
to
is
negative
12.
2y.
Negative 2 times
Mhm.
negative 6
That's
is
why I was
12.
confused.
Okay. Yep, so we're good. So then I'm going to add the 6 to each side. Ooh, hold on.
yeah.
You know something? Why? All right.
Y equals
Pause. Ignore me. Okay. All right, so I need to add 6 to each side. So I get negative 2y equals 12. And divide by negative 2. And y is negative 6. Okay. So many 6's going on in there. All right.
It's Satan's math.
It is. So that's end of step 3, but where there's still like we don't know what x equals. So because we have to always have x and y. So step 4 was to plug that answer in to either equation really. So step 4, I'm gonna like circle these so they don't look like they're parentheses in part of this. Okay. All right, so step 4, we need to take y. Do you guys want to put, do you want to put it in the first one or second one?
Which one did we not do?
We messed with both of them. Yeah, so we really can choose either. As long as you do your math right, it should work for either of them.
Okay.
I'm going to say the first one looks easier, right? So let's do x plus 2, and then we'll put my negative 6 in for y. Equals negative 2. And then I do my solving. So I get x, and I get negative 12. And I add 12. So I get x equals 10. So really what we have is we have a coordinate of 10, negative 6 of where my 2 lines cross. So really that's what I want to see, is that you have it as a coordinate. If you just gave me x and y, I'm not going to like mark you wrong, but just know that it is a point on the graph. All right, so I'm going to review real fast what I did. It'll also let somebody catch up, and then we'll try the second one. So, all right, I noticed that neither of these are set equal. Actually, I forget that I'm recording sometimes, and I've been told my voice doesn't carry over if I turn around. So I'll use my lightsaber. So we rearranged the first equation for x to get x equals. So I subtracted the 2y to the other side, and I have x equals negative 2y minus 2. So I'm going to take what it was equal to, and I put it in for the x in the other equation. Boop. And then I solved for y. That was all this mess. And I got that y is negative 6. And then I took that, and I could really choose either equation, but I chose the first one because it seemed easier, and then I got what x is. Any questions on any of that, or you're not sure where I got a number from? Okay. All right, so for example B here, so just to give us kind of another try, is the equation set up right now and just like ready to go? They're not. I will say on your worksheet, I will give you some that are like x equals or y equals, and you're already ready to go. But this one, so which of the 2 equations do you think I could rearrange easily for a variable?
Top one.
The top one, yeah. And which variable am I going to solve for?
Y.
Y. Okay, so let's rearrange the first one for y. So what do I do to get y by itself?
Subtract 5x. I mean add 5x.
Yeah, good. Add 5x. All right, so I've got y equals -2 plus 5x. So I'm gonna highlight, maybe not, just kidding. All right, so it's this. And what am I gonna do with that -2 plus 5x now?
Plug it in for y.
Good, in the second equation. Okay. So,
X will equal 0, so I'm assuming.
yep, that's okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't let 0 throw you off. I know it like feels weird to get that as an answer, but it is right.
I'm confused why you added 5x in the end of the first equation.
So because I want to get y by itself, I want to get like just y equals, and so I just moved it. Since it was negative, I add it to move it.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. All right. So now that I replaced y, I'm like, all right, I'm doing pretty good. I've only got x's left. So now what do I do?
Carry over 6 times -2 and 6 times 5x.
Beautiful. Yep. So I get -12 plus 30x equals -12. And then I just like keep solving, right? So I need to combine my like terms. So I get 27x minus 12 equals -12. Yeah, so here's what Molly was talking about. She's like, well, whoa, you add 12 to each side and it gets 0. That's okay. Don't let that throw you off. So we can still technically divide by 27. What's 0 divided by 27?
1.
0. I know, we deal with it so little that we're like, oh, wait, what? Yeah, 0. Okay. All right, so x is 0, so then I'm still not done though. What do I do for my last thing?
Plug in 27.
Good. Plug in 0.
0.
For and to either equation, it should always work for both. Yeah, put 0 in for x. So like I'm gonna put it into the top one just because I don't know, I feel like it. Put my 0 in there. Plus y. So I mean 0 times -5 is 0, right? So y is -2. Boop. And so my fancy answer would be that. Okay, any questions on that before I release you to do your work? Okay, I'll leave this up here.